Hey everyone, I hope you're well. I'm going for a bike ride. Well, I'm preparing for a bike ride. Anyway, I've got a time trial tonight, actually. I've never done a time trial on this course before. And it's probably about now is the right time to get my butt into gear to get ready for the Alps in like 27 days. It's less than a month anyway. So I've got the whole route Alps 3-day, then I've got like 5 days to recover before I do the Alpe d'Huez time trial, and then like 2 days after that or a day after that I'm doing the Marmotte Gran Fondo. So it's going to be a busy 7-10 days period. I'm kind of hoping, I think you know what my goal is. Like I want to do the Haute route. This is my first experience at a Haute route, and given that I'm an ambassador, it means I get a chance to enter at least one event, and I get their support at the event. I've also teamed up with Alp Cycles, so I can stay out there, get their support on the road, things like feeds, things like pre-race briefings, stuff like that like can really make a massive difference. I think lots of us will think back to the Mallorca 312 as an example. So what's actually going to happen is I'm going to end up doing Alpe d'Huez like full gas twice in a space of 10 days almost. Once will be for the final stage of the whole route, which I don't think will be my best performance up there. But then probably about 5 days after that, when we do the Alpe d'Huez hill climb time trial, then that's probably going to be my best chance of posting my fastest time. And I want to set the bar higher for myself. I want to go there and I want to be producing some of my best numbers, over the time period it's going to take me to climb probably the most famous climb in cycling. I know we said that about Sacalobra, but I mean, this really is pretty iconic. This YouTube channel's really developed over the years, and I think the one thing I want people to take away from watching my videos or, being part of the comment section down below is I really want you to understand that like the real backbone of this channel is if you want to achieve something, and if you want to let's take Alpe d'Huez as an example. Like, I believe that I can do a very fast time of Alpe d'Huez. I believe it, so I speak it. I don't speak it and I don't say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do... Like, I mean, I say it as in, like, I genuinely believe it. And the point is, success or fail, you have to believe in what you think you can achieve. And it doesn't matter how big or how small it is. You should put that out there. It doesn't matter how you want to do it, whether you want to write it down on a piece of paper and stick it up, on the wall, on your fridge, wherever. But you have to hold yourself a little bit accountable to what you think or what you believe you can achieve. It's cliche to say, like, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. But, like, I hope that this channel somewhat is an example of what you can achieve when you set your mind and your body to that goal. My knee is good to go, but my back is giving me a little bit of jip. Today is an excuse more than anything to give myself a kick up the backside to just get going again. I had a couple of messages on Instagram saying, I hope you're looking after yourself, I hope you're taking care of yourself, because I guess a lot of cyclists, like, they just want to keep pushing. I'm like the opposite. I'm very good actually at just chilling, to the point where Charlie has to come to me and say, look, it's time to get your backside like going again now, because like you're really good at resting when you need to rest, but they're not very good at like getting going again. So tonight is an excuse more than anything for me to do a time trial that I've never done on a course before, and to just come out of it with fresh perspective. Like, that rather than like last weekend be my last ride that I've done, and now I feel like the way I feel, like tonight's effort, doesn't matter what the result, doesn't matter what the power is, you know, even if it's going to be lower, which no doubt it is, I have to come out of it now with a fresh mindset, like a mindset to go. Like we've done this now, this is our last ride, this time trial. When I wake up tomorrow morning, we can now go again. Like the mindset shift is what you need. And for some people it's different things. For me, it's like pinning a number on your back, or like, you know, racing against people, or doing a group ride and you have a couple of sprints for signs, or like couple, you know, top of a climb or something. That little bit of competitiveness gets me going again. So I never want to sound like down, or like I never want to sometimes like go deep on this channel or in a video, because sometimes I think I can lose people. But I do think it's worth sharing, like, you know, the highs and the lows. I do think it's worth sharing that, like, a month and a half ago, whenever it was, I took the Cyclist KOM, but now I am where I am right now. Like, I haven't carried momentum per se because of certain things that were out of my control. So now I've got to try and turn things around in the next 3 weeks. I've got to bounce back from this, and I'm sure I will. I'm confident about it, and I believe it. Right, the course tonight, 31 kilometers and 500 meters of climbing, give or take. It's what, well, locals will know it as one of the best courses in the area, the RS20. So I'm assuming it's 20 miles. I think it's about 31 kilometers. It's downhill for the first 8 kilometers along the valley road, and then you take in like 2 climbs. So Apollon is the first climb, which is only a couple of minutes, and then the second climb is a bit more savage, and it basically takes you to the finish. But the finish line in my head will be 30 kilometers. I'll empty the tank there, because that last sort of kilometer and a half is downhill, give or take. There's a lot of places on this course to rest, or when I say rest, like this course lends itself to variable power pacing, as opposed to just, you know, holding one power output for the whole thing. So I did a little bit of a calculation on best bike split, but you can use like quite a few different websites to calculate all that sort of stuff. I think tonight's time trial, as I've said earlier in the video, is more going to be about riding to feel, because I haven't done like a maximal effort for a while, what with, you know, the race around Wales and then like the taper into that, and having a bit of downtime after Mallorca and the 312 and Sacalobra. So I'm probably going to ride this off feel and not look too much at numbers. I know they're going to be a little bit lower anyway, and just try and enjoy it. But, you know, if I can get close to an FTP or roughly FTP power output for that sort of duration, then job's a good one. So I was going to ride to the start, but Charlie's keeping me company on this one, and I'm employing her camera skills just to get a shot of me at the start and at the end, because I have to run a front light, so I can't run a GoPro, although I suppose I could, but yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, so the start is at the top of Carmel, and it's downhill virtually to Llandoilo, and then we come back up. Basically, we finish like only a couple of miles away from where we start, but it's like a horseshoe-shaped course, I guess you can call it, roughly. And it's a good night. Wind is fairly strong, but it's in a good direction. Nice bright sun, good for morale. So yeah, I mean, you know, we'll see how it goes. So I've learned from previous videos that people like to see my my data from my ride straight afterwards. So got 356 watts normalized, 44 minutes 12. That's my average speed. 171 beats a minute. It wasn't 500 meters of elevation, it was actually 363. But it was still, it was hilly enough. All the hills, well, yeah, virtually all the climbing comes in the last 10k. I felt like I paced it fine. I got to the bottom of the long descent and I averaged like 50k an hour down that, which was a little bit like sketchy with the wind, because the wind, it was like a cross headwind down the descent. And then I was on the flat road for like 10-11k, and I was riding, I want to say I was riding about 350 watts, but I could see I was already normalizing 350 by that point. So I thought I'll try and hold on to that, which I did, and then it did actually leave me with enough to finish on the last 2 climbs with a bit left. I say a bit left. I was able to like go up to about 380, 390. So I'm a little bit down on power, but given that was a 45-minute effort, that's probably the most power I've done for a 45-minute time trial. It's the longest time trial I've done this year. So that's a PB effectively, but need to improve on it, need to add a good few watts onto that. But as we know from previous time trials and efforts on this channel, practice makes perfect. So more time trials hopefully in the next couple of weeks, leading up to the Alpe d'Huez. Which will obviously, it'll be roughly about that time, won't it? About 40-45 minutes, give or take, I hope. So we'll come back in a couple of weeks' time and we'll see, not on this course, but like on Alpe d'Huez itself, we'll see if we can do 360 watts or better for 40-45 minutes. That'll be the goal. So you'll see it all here, hopefully. Follow the process, follow the journey and all that. So, what are we doing now, Charles?
Fish and chips.
Yeah, fish and chips.
Yay.
And Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yay.
So, all is well. So, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the support, Charles. See you in the next video.